welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea, and today I have a hopefully quick video showing you my Clionadh order from their round single pan restock and my Sydney Grace Christmas in July order, and maybe something special if you wait till the very end of the video. So like I said, I'm hoping that this will be fairly quick, but this isn't me we're talking about. First, I'm going to go through my Clionadh order. I ordered one of the 7 pan bundles. I ordered the Petrichor bundle. It was all like bluey shades. So I'm going to try to get these out of my Colored Rain Book of Shadows palette, and I'll swatch them for you. First is the shade Ursa. Next is the shade Fog. Then the shade Cryosphere. Next is the shade Clairvoyance. This is the shade Frosted. This is the shade Iceberg. And then finally the shade Calx, which is the whole reason I really wanted this bundle. It's like a periwinkle type of blue with a purple shift, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So that is my Petrichor bundle from Clionadh. Especially that last shade Calx, that is the one that I was most excited about getting. So now onto the shadows I got in my Sydney Grace Christmas in July haul. Now the particular day that I placed my Sydney Grace order, the special or the sale for that day was, depending on how much product or how much you spent, you would get a certain amount of free product. So I made quite a large order because 1, I got some shadows I wanted for myself, but 2, I also got a bunch of shadows to send out in friend mail. So I ended up with the highest amount of free product you could get, which was supposed to be like $120 value. Wow, those bugs are loud. You had the choice of eyeshadows only or mixed product, and me being me, I of course picked eyeshadows only. So on the invoice, they actually wrote down like I got $140 worth of free eyeshadows, which that is a lot of eyeshadow. I got 30 free eyeshadows, but I actually only kept 10 for myself. So I have 11 eyeshadows that I kept for myself from my original order, and then 10 that I got as part of the free gift. So I'm going to go through the ones that I bought for myself first, and then I'll swatch the ones that I got as part of the promotion for that day. First one is this green shade, Green Anjou. I did have a bit of a problem swatching it when I first got it. I feel like it might have a bit of hard pan on it, but we'll see how it swatches right now. It swatched better than it did the first time I used it. That is Green Anjou. Next is this green shade called Turtle Bay. I got a fair amount of greens. I've been in apparently a green mood lately. That is Turtle Bay. Next, I ordered the shade Tiara. This is more neutral than I usually go for, but it's a stunning shade. And there's Tiara. Next we have another green. This is Green Mango. And yet another green. This is Honeydew. I'm going to swatch this one next to the other mattes just so you can see that they are all quite different. This Green Andrew definitely has like a yellow undertone. This is like has a darker teal undertone, and this has a lighter teal undertone. So very excited about all of those. And I got the shade Tangy Citrus because you can never have enough bright yellow shimmery shades in your collection. Next is this shade Mermaid, which I got because it reminded me very much of Electric from Subculture, and I love that shadow, so it doesn't have quite as much of a green flip to it as Electric does, but it's still a beautiful shadow. Then I got Dear Reader. This is the single shadow from the Temptalia collab with Sydney Grace, and I've already used it in a look and I love it. It is so gorgeous. And then we have the shade Troops, which looks similar to Tiara, but this has, I think, more of a taupey purple, kind of pinky undertone as opposed to Troops. Or as opposed to Tiara, but there's Troops. And then the last press shadow that I got is this shade Blushed. Like a rose gold coppery shade. And then the very last thing that I got for myself was, I didn't realize it was going to be this big, but that's fine, is a loose pigment in the shade Pistol. It's one of those like browny purpley blue pigments, but this one it's quite glittery. So I obviously don't have any glitter glue on my arm, so I don't know how well it's gonna swatch, but there it is on my finger. It's not gonna swatch very well. Well, you can kind of see it. So those are all of the shadows that I bought for myself. And then now I'm gonna show you the 10 that came in the free product bundle that I'm going to keep. Okay, starting with the greens again, because why not? This is the shade Calmeria. It looks very similar to Green Anjou, but there's not quite as much yellow in it, and it is much paler than the Green Anjou shade. Then I got this shade Shamrock, which again, I obviously swatched all these out, deciding whether I wanted to keep them or not. It does look very similar to Green Mango in the pan, but it is a deeper green. It doesn't have as much of that yellow gold flip to it. Then I got the shade Mint Chocolate Chip. This is more of like a silvery brown kind of green. Under the Sea. And I believe, just from like, because when I got these I was talking with Valerie and we were comparing shades, and I believe most of the free eyeshadows are ones that are either discontinued or they were just back stock or something, because we had a lot of the same ones, although they weren't completely 100% the same. And she couldn't find them on the website, so that's why I'm thinking they're discontinued shadows. But this is the shade Superstar. Like a bluey slate gray kind of color. Definitely right up my alley. Then there's the shade Red Mist, which is not, it's hard to see on camera in the pan, but as the name would suggest, it has like a red duochrome shift to it. Next is this shade Shine Bright, which at first glance I thought it looked very similar to Dear Reader, but it is definitely more of a purple with a pink rosy undertone as opposed to like the lavender that Dear Reader is. Sydney Grace metallics, seriously, are some of the best indie metallics you will find out there. Just saying. This is the shade Footprints. Nice peanut buttery, orangey terracotta kind of shade. This is the shade Ethereal. And I have to say, from watching other people's videos, mainly Chanrel's and Laney's, that a lot of these free shadows were also shades that were part of the different colored mystery bags as well. So this is Ethereal. It's a very dark brown with like a purple base. And then the last shadow that I kept is this one called Lilac Daydream, and this shadow is so beautiful. This is the matte that I paired with the Dear Reader, and it was just gorgeous. So those are all of the free shadows that I kept. Now, I only kept 10, and I told you I got 30, so where did the rest of the shadows go? Well, that comes to the special part of the video. Either 4 or 5 of the shades that were left over I pulled out and put in friend mail, but I have this entire box of shadows that were left over, and I'm going to give them away to somebody. Now, the reason I didn't keep these particular shadows is 1, I already had the shades, or 2, they were just something that was too similar to things that I already own, or 3, it's just not a color I was interested in. There are 17 shadows that are in this box, and 1 person will get to win them. So this will be faster for you than me, because the one tiny complaint I have is that in order to see the shade names, you have to take them out of the package. So I will take them out and show them all to you and give you the names, but I am not obviously going to swatch these or anything. I'm not going to touch them in any way except to show the shade and the shade name. So this first one is Nature's Crown. This is actually in their Autumn's Rain palette, which is not on the website anymore, so I have to assume is discontinued, but there's that one. This is the shade Countess, another shadow from the Autumn's Rain palette. This is Queen of the North, again from the Autumn's Rain palette. This is the shade Storm Clouds. This is the shade Trust. The camera's the ring light's washing it out a bit. This is a much red, this has a lot more red in it than it looks on camera. This is the shade Golden Wheat. Again, another shadow from the Autumn's Rain palette. This is the shade Beyond. Again, the ring light is washing it out and making it look a little bit cooler than it is. It's just a deep brown. This is the shade Legendary, like a very dark taupey gray with a green undertone to it. This is the shade Aqua Fever. This is the shade Tiger Tail. It's really, really shiny. This is the shade Arabian Nights. This is the shade Fallen Splendor. Again, another shadow from the Autumn's Rain palette. This is the shade Enchantment. This is the shade Opulence. This is the shade Moonlit Kingdom, which again is from the Autumn's Rain palette. This is the shade Eiffel Tower, which a lot of these dark shadows do look very similar to one another, but I have seen them swatched out in other people's Christmas in July videos, and they all do have like, they're different intensities, different undertones. They are different, even though in the pan and on camera they may look the same. But again, I'm not going to swatch something that I'm giving away to people, so you'll just have to take my word for it that they're different. And then the last shadow is this one called Role Model, which is just a really nice deep cranberry red. So those are the, minus the 3 other shadows that I took out for friend mail, those are the 17 free shades that were left. This giveaway is going to be opened internationally. You have to be following me. You have to leave me your Instagram handle or an email address or some way for me to get a hold of you, because that is the hardest part about these giveaways, is actually contacting people or getting them to respond to you. So I will leave the giveaway open for 1 week, and after a week I will pick somebody randomly, and then you will have, once I contact you, you will have 24 hours to respond, or else I will move on to the next person. So that is my video of all of the new beautiful eyeshadows that I have, plus all of the new beautiful eyeshadows that one of you will hopefully soon have. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a great day or night, staying safe and sane and healthy, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.